Hello there. This is Dr. Engin Ozertugrul. I am here to invite you to my lecture, which is going to take place September 5th at 1 p.m. Saturday. And I hope you can join me. This is a very important lecture. Actually, I shouldn't call it even a lecture. It's going to be a very informal, face-to-face, through Zoom, friendly meeting. You can bring any questions about obsessive compulsive disorder. And we are focusing on exposure response prevention treatment program. Now, you may heard this, and you even may apply exposure response prevention, or you may try medications or other treatments if you are suffering from obsessive compulsive disorder. And you may say that, hey, nothing worked for me. I tried that. So what is the sense of me attending this meeting? Exposure response prevention, folks, works for everyone. Okay, this is the bottom line. The reason exposure response prevention is not effective in many times is either applied wrongly, inadvertently by the clinicians or therapists, or if you are self-initiated treatment, if you are doing by yourself, you may be disregarding some very important aspects when you are doing it. We do not have enough trained people to do this. It is because it's extremely difficult to go through, okay? And dropout rate from exposure response prevention is up to 70%, between 40 to 70. These factors make the exposure response preventions as not, probably it can be 80 to 90% effective. But in the literature, when you look at it, it is up to 60 to 70% effective rate. A little background I can give you about myself. I have suffered from OCD 38 years. My professional investment on OCD starts 2004. And I'm specialized in OCD. I received my doctorate degree in OCD. And I published a book about OCD and research articles. But if you join me, you will most likely benefit from my personal experience other than professional experiences. The reason I say this, when you have experience with something, you can explain the other person if you have the same experience with the same element. And if we suffer from OCD, there are something to share. There are something that unique than whatever you are doing, your clinicians, you are seeing a clinician, your therapists. There are many good clinicians out there. There are many good therapists out there. However, there are something additional when you speak with someone that have the same experiences. Nothing can be same, of course. Probably you heard this. There are two terms, false consensus and false uniqueness. False uniqueness is when you think that you are unique when you are not. And false consensus means your experience, whatever you experience, other people experience too. No, those are both false. On the other hand, OCD has patterns and it has very common elements. Also, it has been unique to the individual. But we are going to talk about during the lecture what that uniqueness is, okay? And the most important thing is I'm going to walk you through with my experiences. I have multi-spectrum experiences. You can name it anything, an obsession for me, had been an obsession for me. It can be philosophical, religious, sexual, content. It can be basically anything, really. Wild obsessions especially take a toll on me, took a toll on me at the time. And I can give you, I'm going to give you an example of these things, and they're going to go walk through. the important thing to remember, this is not a treatment. I'm not going to giving you a treatment during this lecture. This is a support program. Whatever you are joining, whether you are doing self-initiated program or you are maybe seeing a therapist, okay? So this will support your program no matter what. And if you are seeing a therapist or a clinician, does nothing but give you a relaxation techniques or cognitive behavioral therapy, you will continue to have obsessions and compulsions. That's not a treatment. The main core treatment for obsessive compulsive disorder is exposure and response prevention. If it is not included, then you should see another therapist or a clinician. It is a must. That's the most effective treatment, and actually that's the only effective treatment when you look at the literature. Even though the things that I mentioned before, we can all overcome these things, dropout rates, inexperienced clinicians, therapists, if we do the right thing. The right thing to first understand what's happening to you and how exposure response prevention works and why, more importantly, why it works. I will explain to you in very plain language during the session. It is very important that you will attend. This is a completely free of charge promotional lecture session. And I hope to see you there. I believe you will benefit from this lecture if you or your family member or your friend are suffering from OCD. Thank you very much for listening and stay well.